Hello and welcome back to another video. I am so glad you're here. On this channel, I talk about news, controversies, and drama on the bookish side of the internet, and I certainly hope you'll stick around. So I haven't had much to update when it comes to Britt Andrews, but there's finally been some progress. Well, actually like progress because we haven't actually seen anything with our eyeballs. So if you just stumbled on this video and you are like already confused at what I'm talking about, make sure you go and watch my other videos about Britt Andrews. You're gonna need to clear a few hours, but it's kind of the only way you're gonna get like the full scope of what I'm talking about. I will link the playlist above right here. Again, if you don't feel like watching all of those, lots of other videos for you to try. So let's backtrack to early September when she posted the following update, not on Kickstarter, but on her Facebook group, where she actually still has fans who'd let her get away with murder. The whispers tried to break us, the masks tried to blind us, the monsters tried to silence us. We are misfits, and this book is our battle cry. I am so freaking excited to unleash this beast. Pre-order links will be coming soon. Don't worry, my beautiful Kickstarter backers, you will get your copies early as promised. I feel like we're preparing for battle with this one, Misfits. Are you with us? Drop a comment if you're going to pre-order/download on release day. Hashtag we will rise. So a couple things to say about that. It's entirely possible that I'm reading way too much into this, but note the phrasing of, I feel like we're preparing for battle, Misfits. Are you with us? Because here's the thing, that's the name of her private Facebook group for her fans, and I asked around, I did my best, and it seems that Misfits isn't like a reference to the book. It doesn't actually come from anywhere except that's the name of the group, which seems like it just kind of was the name of the group. So I'm like, okay, so you are actually telling your Misfits, your followers, that you're preparing for battle. Are you with us? So I don't know, maybe it is something to do with the book, but no one that I asked could really figure out where that came from. So I'm like, is there more to it than this? What battle exactly are you preparing for? And I do understand that it's probably possibly related to the story, but something about this phrasing strikes me funny. The way she's addressing her supporters when she says it, it makes it seem like she's kind of readying her fans to have her back when the barrage of angry comments kick up again. So the bulk of the comments on this post are the same old stuff, but I did grab a few I thought were interesting. So, you know, running so fast on release day, pre-order, I can't wait, hee hee. The let them mindset has really hit home. You do you, and if they don't like it, not your problem. I am so excited for you, and I am so excited for us to be able to read more. You are brilliant, and I wish nothing but the best for you. To me, this comment is so frustrating because this implies that Britt is the one who has like been wronged and people who are trying to bring her down without cause. And I know these are things that I've repeated a million times, but it is her problem. She has nearly $100,000 of people's money, people who loved and respected and trusted her to deliver what they paid for. She's got these people duped. All right, here's another one. So excited. Does that mean I will be seeing my Kickstarter stuff in the mail soon? Definitely wouldn't say soon, but now that the ebook is almost out, I can finally focus on the design of the print copies and then get them ordered. I look forward to it. I ordered a bunch from Kickstarter. I love all your books. Eek, so excited. Are the copies going to Kickstarter backers different than the $6 ebook add-on that I did through Kickstarter? Yeah, the add-ons also included the first chapter of Emerald Mate's book. I don't have that done yet, but those who backed that tier will have that delivered as soon as it's ready. Okay, I thought it was just for the arc and the chapter, so I wanted to ask. Are you saying that the Kickstarter backers who got the ebook reward and/or ebook add-on will get Demons in My Head soon when you're done editing, and that the Emerald Mates chapter will come later separately? If that's not what you mean, can you please explain further? For those of you that don't remember, back when the Kickstarter was active, there was an option to add on the ebook as like an additional, add-on for all of the tiers. The lowest tier had just the ebook, and it also included the first chapter of Emerald Mates, which is like a spin-off from the Emerald Lake series, that was her debut series. But it only came with that tier. So that's what she's, asking. Yes, that's my plan, so I can get Demons in My Head out as soon as possible. So, she needs more time to write the Emerald Mates chapter, but, like, it's literally a chapter, and what do you know? She's been teasing this since 2021, and she doesn't even have a single chapter written. So for her to pop in here, that not only is that the only difference, the Kickstarters, that they don't get an extra chapter, but they don't even get it for a while. Like, what? What is this? So I do think that the next screenshot I'm going to show you kind of proves my whole case even more with that whole preparing for battle thing. She posted this on September 16th. Who do we think said this line? That part isn't really relevant. I've been busting my ass polishing this book up like a freaking diamond. Each day, each edit, every thought brings us closer to the release of this story, and we're so close. There have been many days where I referred to this book as the book that was trying to kill me. It was never about the book, though. It was life. It was the stuff I've gone through that got in my head and made me doubt. And not just doubt my ability to write a story, but doubt everything. No more. In the end, writing this book and coming out of the other side of this storming season of life has been what saved me. The fact that we have our own little gang here of misfits was crucial to me reconnecting with my passion. I can't thank you enough. I'm planning on doing a Facebook Live in the group soon when I can announce some things and reconnect with you. I've missed you. Thanks for standing by me and not losing faith. We will rise. So, to me at least, I can't see a way that she, like, isn't referring to herself and her fans when she says, like, rising. Of course, the comments were nothing but praise. She loves to go in and, or, one of her PAs, go in and delete anything that isn't just, like, kissing her ass. So getting those screenshots can be quite tricky. So September 11th comes, the day when her next update is due. And much like the kind of last few updates she's given, she pretty much just drops, like, a teaser and doesn't actually give any other information. It's truly unbelievable to me that there are some people still accepting this as being good enough, because this is like 4 sentences beyond the teaser. Just dropping this as a little sneak peek of what you're in store for with this book. I hope you enjoy. We get a little teaser. Hope you're having a great week. More soon, Britt. Unacceptable. And yet her supporters think that Britt's being generous with her time. And it's just a really unhealthy dynamic, and it seems like they're, like, brainwashed. I don't know any other way to describe it. So a few days later, someone posted this in her group with excitement for adding the new book to her shelf. Not a lot notable about that in itself, but something in the comments caught my eye. So this person, J. Lee Brown, she's a fellow author. She's a public figure. That's why I did not block her name out. I've spent hours writing with Britt via video chat as she edits this week. I promise you it's gonna be incredible. I can't wait to have that bad girl on my shelf either. Hi, I'm a bit confused. I noticed in previous updates that she had already been editing. So is she still in the editing phase? Sorry, your wording makes it sound as if she is just now in the editing phase. Usually I wouldn't be asking, as most authors I read give a tentative outline of when they will have pre-orders up. Not sure if there is for the second book. Happy to hopefully clear this up for you. Editing is multiple steps, especially if you add or subtract a decent percentage of words, make plot changes, or are overlapping characters from timelines from different series in the same world. The process is different for everyone. Lots of writers send their manuscripts off and get it back full of comments and red ink. Some, like me, do live editing, where the author gives the editor access to their doc and the author follows behind them. I do 2 passes of that with a developmental editor, 2 passes with a line editor, and 2 passes with a proofreader. That's after multiple draft rewrites, multiple passes of self-edits, and beta readers. I don't have alpha readers someday, but lots of authors add that step in. I consider writing the book done after the first draft. I don't know if that's industry standard, but after I type the end, it's editing. I hope this helps. It's 1 o'clock, so I'm getting tired. I'd like to add that we all work at different paces, I'm assuming. I once took 10 months to edit a book that took me 4 to write because life happened to my editor. It was a shared world project and I had to move the date back, but I did it willingly because I didn't want anyone else touching that book. The editor was worth it. Okay, Lord forgive me, one more thing. Now, not every author does this. It's very individual. I do, but I can afford to because I only write 2 or 3 books a year. Some authors take breaks too. I know if I've been inserted a long time in a manuscript, I won't see the mistakes. A break gives me fresh eyes. I'm sure that depends on deadlines and all kinds of factors, but it could also be part of the process. So I have no doubt that there's plenty of truth to this, but at this point, using editing is a long process as an excuse when we know she didn't have this book done until the end of June, at the earliest, feels, I don't know, but it feels something, and people have got to stop making excuses for her, particularly this one. Okay, so the Kickstarter backers were due another update on September 25th, but obviously it would be silly for her to decide to start being timely with these things now. So before she posted anything at all to Kickstarter, she decided to post an update on her Facebook group because, as we know, those are the people who are just like happy to be in her presence and don't really care that she spent 2 years avoiding them. And then it was still about a week past when she was supposed to update in the Kickstarter, so it still wasn't even close to being on time. She writes, "Demons in My Head pre-order is live and will release on Friday, October 17th. Can we believe it? And then she leaves the link. Kickstarter backers will get their arcs on October 13th. Let's freaking go. I'll make a longer post tomorrow, but for today, this is a great day. Love you all. Hashtag we will rise." So look at that. A release date finally, but don't worry. Even if you missed the Kickstarter, you only have to wait another 4 days to get your ebook. How special must they feel to have backed this Kickstarter? Someone comments on this thread, quick question regarding the Kickstarter. I paid extra to have the ebook early, but since you're giving it away for free to every backer, will I get refunded? I understand why you're doing it, but as I originally paid for it, I feel slighted. I was only able to watch part of your live, more on that later, but my Wi-Fi is being wonky tonight. If you've answered this in your video, I didn't see it. Thank you. And Britt says, no, the ebook tier comes with swag and extra bonus content, and even more bonus content that is a surprise for now. Not that every backer is getting. You'll still be getting what you backed and more. Hope that puts your mind at ease. Okay, so this is such an unsatisfactory answer, and I'm actually surprised that this comment didn't get deleted because it, was someone having a negative or questioning emotion towards Britt. But yeah, we touched on this briefly in the past, but not everyone who backed the Kickstarter paid for an ebook. Not everyone even has an e-reader, but that clearly doesn't matter to her because she doesn't need all of the Kickstarter money that she already spent to send out ebooks. As far as the ebook tier having extra swag to go along with it, this is from the Kickstarter page where we can see the rewards. So the ebook tier says early ebook and swag. Get your hands on the final installment of Demons of Port Black first. These will be sent out prior to the book going live on Amazon. Not only that, these will include the first chapter of a very special series that is coming soon. Does everyone remember Emerald Lakes? Yeah, we're going back, and this is your first look at what it's going to be like. Not to mention the swag you'll get with your pledge, la la la. So it comes with a resin bookmark, resin keychain, vinyl, sticker, Demons in My Head ebook, and then the bonus chapter. But wait, there's another ebook tier, and this comes with only the ebook. So it's a little confusing how she's saying like the ebook tier has swag included, but this one doesn't. Because like, are those people now getting swag they didn't pay for? Like you can see that the ebook was also available as an add-on with the extra chapter, but I'm like, so some people essentially paid $10 for the ebook plus the chapter plus the swag, and some people paid $6 only for the ebook and the chapter. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what she's saying makes no sense to me. Someone explain it. If I'm just being an idiot, completely possible, but this makes no sense to me. What about jot form orders? You'll also get an ARC on the 13th. I'll be in touch with more details before the big day. Did I mention that the jot form people also get the book early? Violating Kickstarter's rules. This is also kind of annoying me, but like getting a book early doesn't mean it's an ARC. Like, I'm confused about her use of that phrase or that term because sometimes you just get a finished copy of the book early and that's just a finished copy of the book. An ARC is like something that comes out pre-release when the book is not yet formatted right or finished completely. The content generally all done, editing done, but it's not like the, I don't know, it's just weird to like be calling it that when it's literally just the same exact book 4 days early. Just me being me. So earlier in a comment I read, someone had mentioned a live, referring to a Facebook Live where a few of my lovely viewers were able to record for me. So on September 30th, she made this post in her group. Is anyone up for a Facebook Live later today? I have an announcement, let me know. I'm thinking around 9:45 to 10 p.m. Eastern. So of course the comments were people just like freaking out with excitement about like how much they couldn't wait to be a part of this. So let's take a look at the video. I am definitely going to skip some of it, the stuff that's just like people gassing her up, but you know, I'll stop to give commentary. So again, this took place on Tuesday, September 30th. The beginning, of course, was just like her saying hi and making small talk with her people as they shower her with adoration. And there's a pinned comment at the bottom that says, "Welcome to the live. Please remember that this is a safe space made for positivity and love." So don't anyone dare call her out even a little bit, because that's not positivity.
Thank you, Erica. That's very sweet. And it's good to hear. It's good to know that. And deep down I do know that it's just yeah, it's all in the brain, you know? We don't always get to control where our thoughts take us and the places that we can go, where we can disappear to, where we can isolate to. That's been very scary and eye-opening for me, I'd say over the last few months. I've always been a big mental health advocate. Um,
But only when it comes to herself. Because whether or not she actually read them, she did receive multiple emails from different backers about how much this situation was harming their mental health. But she didn't spare a single thought for those people, because it doesn't matter what anyone else is going through. Her problems are the only problems that matter.
I write about it in my books a lot, Emerald Lake's huge on that. And at that point, I thought that I'd been at my lowest. Not even not even close. Not even close.
This actually like makes me feel sick, because yes, I'm sure she has had a really hard time, except it's because of her own actions. And as much as this parasocial relationship is working for her as far as gaining sympathy, other people matter too. And hell, I'd say they matter a lot more because they aren't thieves. It's just so hard to listen to her talk about her rock bottom when she has driven so many other people to rock bottom as well. But hey, at least she had money when she got there.
But that's just what we have to do. We have to go through what we have to go through. There's always a reason for it. That's what I believe, and that's all I can say. So, all right, let me see some comments. Elevator girl who lives like 30 minutes from me. We need to hang out sometime for sure. I love you, elevator girl. You are honestly best one of the best fan moments I've ever had in my entire career was that day in the elevator with you. That was amazing. I love that. Okay. All right. So what I want to say first is I have been working my butt off on the demons in my head, getting this all done.
2 years later.
Which of course this information does tie into the Kickstarter. So I will give information that I have. I would say anything that I don't say on the live, I'm not ignoring it. I just don't have an answer for it right now.
Then just say that. Stop ignoring people whose money you are holding hostage, and just tell them you have no answers for them. Why is this such a challenge? I don't make it make sense.
because this is very much a layered process. This is not just releasing a book, which that's step 1. That's where we are. I never thought that it would take this long for me to get this book written, but it did.
Huh. Weird. Weird how that happened. Probably doesn't have anything to do with, buying an entire restaurant or having renovations done on her house that she decided she didn't need to pay for anyways, or taking a trip to Aruba. Totally not reasons that it's taken her so long. Nope, none of those.
Um, and then in the midst of all of it, uh, there was days where I didn't know if I could do it, doubted myself,
Cry me a fucking river. Jesus.
got very depressed, but I finished the book. Yay. Um, and so that is my news is that I have a release date and the book, like right before I got on this live, I submitted the pre-order. So that will be coming down the line to be approved any moment. I don't know. It says it can take up to 72 hours to go live, but I'm hoping it will be sooner than that.
I have a theory, but I'm gonna keep it to myself until a little bit later.
But the big day is going to be Friday, October 17th. So we have about, what, 2 weeks for release day? It's happening. I I miss these characters, I got so stressed out with everything that I needed to do
Everything you needed to do that you decided to keep putting off because you'd rather run a restaurant that you have no business running.
to get to this point that I just had a shutdown, total mental shutdown. And it was just like the perfect storm of so many external factors colliding with internal factors, and it just collided. But the thing is, I got the book done, and I'm so fucking proud of it. I'm so proud of what I wrote. I'm proud that I persevered
Persevered through a shitstorm of her own making.
in spite of so many challenges, in spite of hate,
Well, she's spot on with that. We do all hate her.
in spite of people who are going to think whatever they want to think about me. I don't care anymore.
Britt, the things that we think about you are things you've shown us about your character. She's had 2 years worth of chances to turn this around, but she's chosen not to and has relied on her little minions, most of whom I'm willing to bet aren't part of her Kickstarter, to follow her blindly. And it's so unfair for her to act as though she's done nothing wrong. Like, there is absolutely zero self-awareness here, and it's absolutely enraging me.
Because at the end of the day, I'm delivering what I said I'm going to do, which is what I've always been going to do.
I'm sorry I keep stopping this so much, but every word she says makes me want to scream. Yes, Britt, you are delivering what you said you were going to do, but it was supposed to be delivered like 2 years ago. And you want praise for that? Meanwhile, she barely gave updates and silenced anyone who asked questions. And why is she acting like she has no idea why people would doubt her on the timeline and all of this? If you ordered a pizza and it was supposed to be delivered in an hour, but it actually took 2 full days, would you be upset? Because they're still delivering it. The pizza guy is just going through a lot, you see. So even though he accepted payment for your pizza, he decided to go ahead and buy something else with that money because he was always going to deliver your food eventually. And how dare you act like it's irrational to be annoyed that you had to wait days for your pizza? He promised he would bring it, and he will. Do you see how dumb this line of thinking is? That's absolutely asinine.
And now it's happening. And that is like the most incredible part. So, the release day will be October 17th on Amazon. All Kickstarter backers, all almost 800 of you, whether you backed the ebook or not, you will be getting one for free.
So not only is she telling the people in this live before her actual Kickstarter backers, but she's also giving away something for free that other people spent $6 on. Yeah.
This is a way for me to express my gratitude for your compassion, your patience, your understanding, for standing by.
No, it's not. This is your way of getting people to shut up while you figure out how you're going to either get out of fulfilling the rest of the Kickstarter rewards or how you're going to make it happen, hoping that the pre-order sales make a dent in what you're going to need to get that going. She is a one-woman Ponzi scheme.
It's the least I can do. Now, in the original Kickstarter, the ebook pledges, in addition to getting the arc, you were also getting the first chapter of the.
And then she had some tech issues, but it got cut off. But she did restart a new one, so let's check that one out.
Okay, so yes, on Kickstarter, if you backed the ebook, it was supposed to come with the first chapter of the Emerald Mates series, which is going to pick up right where Demons in My Head leaves off. So I know where that's heading. Okay. So what I'm going to do is you're still going to get that. I'm sorry, I completely was reading comments and trying to think at the same time and it didn't work. Okay, so you guys will still get that chapter when it is done. It will not be at the same time that you get the arc of Demons in My Head. But all of the Kickstarter backers, whether you backed the ebook or not, you're all getting an arc because I'm so grateful to you and I love you guys, and this series would be nothing.
So wait, she's giving people something that they've already paid for because she loves them, not because they paid for it. I mean, I guess you could say some of them, since not everyone wanted the ebook, but like, what? Ma'am? What?
Without you. And yes, Bella, if anybody who bought the Kickstarter supported it in any way, I got you. Okay? I will figure it all out. There will be
Jotform
something
is
for
not
those of you
Kickstarter.
who did it through Jotform. I'll put out something to get your emails, or I'll pull those. I don't know. Some way, somehow, I will make sure you get your arc.
How would she need to reach out to get their emails? Wouldn't she have collected that information when she, collected their money? Funny that.
Because I want you to have it. You deserve it. What else was I going to say? Okay, so October 13th, that will be the day Kickstarter backers in any form, way, shape, or form, you're getting your arc. Okay? And then on the 17th is the Amazon release day. The pre-order is going to be going live soon. I am nervous. I'm excited. I feel like I could throw up. I'm going to be a basket case on the 17th. I haven't had a book release in, 2.5 years now, so I feel like a baby all over again. It's good feelings, but it's a lot of feelings. And there's just so much with this story that tied into my personal life, just because it's like a story of, it's the exiled. They're rising. They're figuring out who they are and why, Palmer, she's figuring out, yeah, you can do it by yourself, but it doesn't mean you have to. You don't have to do it by yourself. Not when you have people in your corner who love and support you. And that's a lesson that she had to learn, and it's a lesson that I've had to learn too. So I feel like we learned it together. And, for a book that stressed me out so much, just the expectations of there was so much writing on it, people.
Then, Britt, may I suggest that next time, don't claim it to be nearly finished and then raise $95,000 to fund something while spending the money on something else. That could probably make there a little less pressure, a little less writing on it.
We're so excited for it. I was excited for it. It just built up so much pressure. And there was literally days where I just refer to it as the book that was trying to kill me, because there were days, there was months that that's what it felt like in my head. And in the end, I killed that book. I did. Me.
Sure. At the same time that you fucked over hundreds of people, I hate how self-congratulatory all of this is. She's literally done the bare minimum that should have been done like a year and a half ago, and she thinks that she deserves praise for it.
And I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. You're really going to love it. I love the course the story took. The characters are crazy as ever, and I can't wait to get it in your hands. So, again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love you all. And I don't really have anything else for you right now. This has been how many years coming, and this is the moment where I get to tell you that probably, tomorrow, I would think sometime tomorrow, that pre-order will be live. If you want to, you can pre-order it. You can download it on release day. You can share with your friends, hey, it's coming out, it's happening. Anything you can do to build this up, like,
Well, I'm certainly trying to do my part to get the word out there that, this is coming out, so you can all make sure you don't buy it.
I'm ready for it. Sarah Ann. Yeah, so for the Kickstarter, like, I'm just gonna say this across the table for all of it. Brightside is the only vendor who's no longer part of the campaign. I will be sending refunds for any add-ons that you do not get.
Yeah, just like she'll send you refunds for the Emerald Lakes hardcovers and the pre-orders from signings she dipped out on. Got it.
I'm not going to keep your money because the candle company decided to pull out of the campaign.
Okay. Let's not do that, Britt. Don't act like they just pulled out for no reason. I'm sorry to go off course a bit, but I have come with receipts. So back in May, Brightside Candles posted this on their Instagram. We've recently become aware that the Kickstarter campaign launched by Britt Andrews in 2023, which included the Brightside Candles as an add-on tier, has not been fulfilled. Like many of you, we were excited to support this project and looked forward to contributing something special to the experience. However, we want to clarify a few important details. We were never provided product details, shipping lists, or compensation to begin production. No candles were ever made or delivered by us for this campaign. Like many of you, pledged in good faith and hoped this would be a positive collaboration. Our hearts go out to everyone who supported this campaign and has been left with unanswered questions. We completely understand the frustration and disappointment. Many of us are readers and small business owners ourselves, and we take these matters seriously. At this time, we are officially and fully removing ourselves from this campaign and its creator. Should the project ever move forward in the future, the Brightside Candles will not be participating in any capacity. Thank you to those who've reached out with support and questions. Transparency and trust are core to our values, and we remain committed to earning that with every product we do create, the Brightside Candles. So we aren't going to pretend like you had nothing to do with why they pulled out of the campaign. Just really felt like I needed to clear that up.
That's not happening. However, I am looking into other candle vendors, and I will give people the option. If I decide to even do candles, I might just refund everybody the candles and not worry about the candles. I just don't know what route I want to go with that yet, so I have not gone into any of it because all of my focus has been on getting this book done, because literally nothing else can happen with the Kickstarter, with any more projects in my life, with my career, anything until this book got written.
Bold of her to assume she's still like going to have a career. Or I don't know. Yeah, she might, but it's not going to be like it was. So many of her like formerly biggest supporters now want nothing to do with her. At least nothing more than getting their money back. And people who aren't even book people know about the situation. So if she thinks that she can just pop back in and things will pick up where they left off, then she's really going to be in for a rude awakening, because that's not going to happen. She's got her one group of people, but that's it. She's not going to get any new readers. Mark my words.
So that is all I could focus on, because all of the next steps, the formatting, the designing, the ordering, all of that has to wait. The artwork that's going in the books, that had to wait until I wrote the scenes for the artist to draw the art, for.
Which is a funny thing to say, because in Update 24 on June 25th, she said that tumblers, keychains, and bookmarks had been delivered. But with what art? Just another lie. And I know that we had kind of come to the conclusion that maybe it was being like not, it was going to be manufactured by like a person with like a Cricut, whatever vinyl thing. But bookmarks, I would think that that would need to be printed with something. I don't know. But this is, even if this is 100% true that like she couldn't, make anything because she didn't have the art yet, this book should have been written so long ago.
I didn't know. I'm not an outliner. I'm a pantser. That's not surprising to anybody, I'm sure. Um, but it's just, this was the first step of what had to happen. And now that it's happened, blow the lid off this shit and keep rolling with it. On to the next thing, on to the next thing. I had to get this first step out of the way. And I'm so relieved. I cannot tell you to be at this point right now with you guys. It's amazing. Let's see. Will we keep getting updates on Kickstarter? Yes, absolutely. I will continue to do my 2-week updates. Or if I have information in between those 2 weeks, I'm going to start dropping that. My kids are back in school. I have my office area set up now for full productivity. I am here. I am dedicated. I'm getting my head back in the game. I'm feeling a little less depressed most of the time. So I guess that's a win. I showered today, which is, some days it's just like that. But I'm trying to be positive, trying to keep going. Yes, the book will be available on Kindle Unlimited. So you can, download that on release day 2. And yeah, I mean, stay tuned for the Kickstarter updates, all this stuff. This was the thing I had to get done, had to get out of the way before I could move on to other things that I need to do.
It sure does seem like she just finished writing it, doesn't it? Like, I know that editing is a process and takes a while, but she's acting giddy, like having it complete is like a brand new feeling. Is that just me? Does anyone else feel like that? Am I just seeing the worst in her because I don't like her?
Well, I think that's everything. But I do want to say real quick, like, to you guys that are watching tonight, thank you for being respectful and kind and loving and supportive. That means a lot to me. I always welcome questions. Please don't feel like you can't ask questions. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. And also, like, the overall mood in the Misfits group as a whole has been so amazing to see. Like, I've missed it. I can't tell you enough how much I missed it. And having it back and having it be so positive, it's been great. I don't take it for granted. Um, any info about the Emerald Lakes? No, I don't have any info on that right now. That's something that's on my to-do list. Like I said, I just had to get this done and out of the way. And I don't know if it's just my ADHD going crazy or whatever, but it was like a total brain block. This has to be done. It has to be done now. Brittany, can you go over main points again? Yes. So the main point of the whole video is that the release day for Demons in My Head will be Friday, October 17th. And Kickstarter backers will be getting their ARC copies on October 13th. So October 13th for Kickstarter backers, October 17th it will be live on Amazon. So that's what I have for you. When will the next bi-weekly update be coming out? I thought it was last week. So you might be right about that, Katie. I thought I made another like little teaser post in between that, but maybe my days got mixed up. I've been really busy.
She thought she made a Kickstarter post, but she didn't because she's been so busy. Once again, just putting them on the back burner and showing how little she prioritizes the people that backed and like pretty much financed her restaurant, allegedly.
So tomorrow, might be tonight, might be when I get off here, I'll just go over there and pop all this information over there, make sure everybody is informed, and we can all get excited for release and be happy and go back to Port Black and maybe the Demon Realm. I don't know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and good night.
Side note, before I continue, something that really pisses me off is how much her mannerisms remind me of like my best friend from high school who is a delight and a treasure, and I'm like, you are not those things, and so it annoys me. Okay, anyways, to no one's surprise, she'd much rather just go on here and get praise and pity from her fans than take any sort of accountability or ownership for the damage she's caused over on Kickstarter. They are just an afterthought to her because they aren't letting her treat them like shit anymore. But she did post an update after this live, so September 30th. Hi everyone, I'm thrilled to share this. Demons in My Head will officially release on Amazon October 17th. Because you guys believed in this project and backed it, you will all receive your ARCs on October 13th. You'll get it in your hands first, before the public, as you should. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to deliver the ebook, but more details on that will follow before the 13th. For those who originally backed the ebook tier, you will also be getting the first chapter of Emerald Mates when it is finished. You'll also be getting something else as a bonus, but that's a surprise. This is such a huge milestone. Finishing this step means we can finally move on to the next part and start wrapping up the rest of what needs to be done. It's been a long road, but we're getting there piece by piece, and I can't thank you enough for sticking with me through all of it. Let's celebrate this moment, and then it's full steam ahead into the next phase. Happy screaming, love and peens. So that was nice of her, I guess, to, you know, update the people that funded this whole thing. Of course, we gotta see the comments. So, our girl Nick's Reader says, OMG, you really popped right on Kickstarter and posted after you're live on Facebook with your CJ, circle jerk of a group. $6 for one chapter of a book not out of the Pantser writer concept phase. How are we supposed to get the ebook when you deleted most of us from your group for speaking out and that's the way you decide to communicate? Pretty shitty business owner, if you ask me. 0 out of 10 recommendation. And then Nyx had press enter before she was ready. I hit enter too soon. $6 for a whole chapter of a book? Tell me, Britt, would you pay $6 for one chapter of a book that isn't even written yet? Get real, dude. This is ridiculous. Just refund me. Yeah, I mean, even unless this one chapter is not going to be coming for years, it's not going to be a good chapter, because if she hasn't written the book, then no editing's been done. No, I mean, I would think that when you write a book, the first chapter is likely gonna change somewhat because you haven't edited it yet and you haven't written the rest of the book. I don't know. Shame your Facebook group got told before us. Really disappointing, but that's nothing new. I wish your paying customers would have been told this before your Facebook group. One measly chapter does not make up for the $6 I gave you. An absolute joke. So excited. Thank you for the update. Now I gotta go binge reread the other book to prepare. Brittany with her just laughing, crying faces. So freaking excited. That's my birthday. Killer 37th B-Day present. So there's a couple that are still, you know, here for on Kickstarter. Anyway, where's the rest of the $326 I'm owed? How generous of you to give us a whole 4 days. And in the general comments of her Kickstarter, there's still people just like constantly pleading to get their money back. Do not give this person any money. Color me shocked. You're opening up pre-orders for a yet-to-be-released book, despite owing countless people for refunds from 2+ years ago, refunds that are not from this Kickstarter. Spoiler alert, her pre-sales very seldom come to fruition, and those that do are typically extremely delayed through no fault of her own. Eye roll. PSA, considering yourself a mental health advocate while literally profiting from lies and taking from actual mental health survivors is absolutely disgusting. I'm struggling so bad right now and she doesn't care at all. Did you guys hear? Everyone gets a free ebook, and those of us schmoes who paid $6 for it will get a super awesome bonus chapter. For $6 fucking dollars? Are you fucking kidding me? You are a joke. I can get a whole book for $6. One chapter? What a joke. FYI, we should be getting it anyway, as it was one of the stretch goals. Methinks Britt has forgotten. Oh my god, I'd forgotten about that. I bet the other gift she offers is also one of the stretch goals. So you can do a Facebook Live, but can't be bothered to update your paying fucking customers. I stand on you are an actual piece of shit. Honestly, at this point, that might be an insult to shit. These guys are hilarious, honestly. I am out over $300. I am completely understanding that life can be overwhelming, but this is ridiculous. I would like a full refund as I am no longer interested in reading any of your books ever again. This is why we're saying you're a scammer, Britt. What the actual fuck is wrong with you? She has been spewing this same shit for 2 years, and now I'm going to show you an update that she posted nearly a year ago on October 12th, 2024, and I took a screen recording so you can see the entire thing and know that I'm not like, I don't know, doctoring anything. I don't think you would think that, but I don't know. So this time last year, she said she was taking 3 weeks off from the restaurant to finish writing. The restaurant that she bought with allegedly Kickstarter money. Allegedly. And she planned to have that editing and formatting done by mid-November. And again, as a reminder, this was 6 months past the date it was supposed to be delivered. And that even was like the almost like pushback date, because initially it was going to be January 2024, and then it was pushed to June 2024. So, I don't know. I feel like I've been making these videos for so long now that the like years of lies she's told have gotten fuzzy. And honestly, I just don't want us forgetting how terrible she's always been. So I just kind of wanted to like go back and like give a quick sampling of some of like her greatest hits. So that's what's happening now. I'm sorry, you've already seen this, but it's been a while. So I just, you know. So in this screenshot, she canceled someone's big order of signed books after months of snarky emails, which implies that this person has been waiting months for their books. This was posted on December 18th, 2022. PSA, I refunded a big order tonight of signed books. This was not by request of the buyer. After months of snarky and passive-aggressive emails that I only saw for the first time tonight, why? Why didn't she read them months ago? I made the decision to refund her. I did tell her that the readers she bought the books for are free to contact me and I will ship their books free of charge when I'm able. To tell me that if I can't adhere to deadlines I set, that I shouldn't be signing books, that it doesn't take that long to sign, pack, and ship, etc. Unless you have done it, you don't know how much goes into this. If you can't adhere to deadlines after you have people's money, then yes, you shouldn't be doing all of this. I know I've said that same thing before. I can like feel it in my mouth. I will not tolerate weirdness towards myself or my assistants ever. So just know that further mean emails will result in an immediate refund, zero tolerance. And then she says how she's so transparent about delays and unexpected events, and that signed books she'll just do away with them like completely because she only does it for you. She only does it for you. She doesn't care about the money. Anyways, yeah, so that's just, one of those things. Here's the first instance I can find of her saying that Demons in My Head was coming soon. And this was on December 2nd, 2022. People of Port Black, are you prepared to welcome your leaders like they deserve? The exiled are coming soon. And here is where she opened pre-orders for the first time on January 31st, 2023, which is, as we can see, nearly 3 years ago. Coming soon, Britt Andrews' cover reveal for Demons in My Head is coming soon. The exiled are back, and they are coming for their bunny. Pre-order Demons in My Head now. And there's a pre-order link. 3 years ago. Here are some notes from a live that she did in March 2023. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but highlights. The Demons in My Head release date is getting pushed back. The current plan is 30 days, but hopefully no more than 60. This was posted on March 9th, and at that point, I am almost positive, I should have checked before I started filming, but here we are, that it was originally supposed to be out in June. And so they're saying, like, the current plan is only 30 days past that, hopefully no more than 60. Keep in mind that at this point, there was no Kickstarter. It had not started yet. In this post on June 30th, she says that she has the first 3 chapters of Demons in My Head written, but incomplete. But the big takeaway from this one is that signed books will resume shipping on August 1st. Hold on to that. My writing batteries have been recharged and I'm working on Demons in My Head. I'll be dumping the first 3 incomplete chapters into Patreon tonight or tomorrow on my flight. And signed books will resume shipping August 1st. You may get them sooner, but that will be a gift from the gods if it happens. That includes Patreon signed books. Here is someone in August 2023 asking for an update on Demons in My Head. Anyone else come back every day to see if there's an update for Demons in My Head, or is it just me? I think I could recite the first book word for word. It's my favorite book. And I know the second book will be absolutely worth the wait. Britt, you're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing and we'll be here when you're ready. And someone said, I'm checking back all the time. I'm sure Ream costs, so that's where she posted these first chapters or whatever. So I can't do that since I already pay for Kindle Unlimited. I also would never be able to handle 1 chapter at a time. I'm a binge kind of person. I'm patiently and impatiently waiting. Britt says, I'm writing it. Make sure you're signed up for my newsletter. And then this was 44 weeks ago, so not even a year ago from now. How do we sign up for your newsletter? Been keeping an eye on this one. And someone, the original poster, said, I posted this over a year ago. I still check back in once a week. We're all patiently waiting. I know she has a lot of updates on our Patreon account. So this person has checked in every week since August 2023 to see if there are any updates. Wild. And here's one, once again, expressing anger at people who ask about a product they've paid for and not received. Important shipping updates. September 2023. Hey Misfits, this week we'll be issuing refunds for signed books. I will fill orders that I have in stock and that can be complete, but the rest are being refunded. I've had enough. I'm done with passive-aggressive emails, the public shaming, and anxiety. I have been more than transparent and crystal clear on what the issues are and what delays have come up. I've always offered a refund if you're done waiting. No hard feelings, but if you choose to wait, then it's not right to come at me or my staff aggressively. Nobody knows what's going on in my life except for me, and frankly, I don't owe anybody an explanation. I've had a lot going on, and I'm not going to share anything more than that because I don't want to. I'm not going to send out what I have in stock and eat the shipping costs to send the rest later. I've offered discounts, extra books, and swag, my way of apologizing and showing that I care, that you've been patient. The choice has always been yours, wait or get refunded. I'm no longer offering this because the countless emails, messages, and now public blasts are too freaking much. You know how you avoid this? You actually just send the things when you can. Don't sell it if you don't have it. I know there's more to it than that because, when you're, a smaller indie author, you don't necessarily have the ability to purchase a large amount of stock, and so you're kind of predicting like what that is, but there has to be a better way because not everyone has these shipping problems. There has to be a different way to do this. Okay, anyways. Here she is in June 2024 looking out for praise for simply shipping out orders that have been paid for who knows when, except of course, the Kickstarter. Hello all, my update. My life has been an interesting series of events the past month. All orders, pre-orders and otherwise, are expected to ship this week. This excludes the Kickstarter since that's not ready. And let us rejoice, your girl wrote last week. Cool. And who could forget her presentations at the 20 Books to 50K convention in 2023? This one is from a panel.
So I did a Kickstarter campaign. I started it at the end of August, and it was open for 14 days. It's for my Demons of Port Black duet. It's a special edition, hardcover, both books in one hardback. And I haven't even written the second book yet.
But you're getting there.
I'm getting there. So I released the first book about 18 months ago now, and people really, really want this damn book. So much so that over the span of 14 days, my Kickstarter hit $96,000 and almost 800 backers.
And here is part of one from her talk on building a fandom.
The most important thing, you have to give them shit to buy. Fandoms demand merch, and if it's not available for them to buy, there's you're losing money there.
Obviously, if people want merch and you want to sell merch, that's great. Make your money. But followed this by the next clip, which was also later in the same talk, this becomes extremely off-putting.
About Kickstarter for a minute. I saw so many people making tons of money doing Kickstarter. It's been a big talk this year at the conference. So in the summer, I went to the Mallorca Mastermind with Craig Martell, and we were talking about Kickstarter. I was talking about it with some of the other authors there, and they convinced me, you have to do this, you have to do it. So I ended up doing it. I think that with Kickstarter, people often feel like it's a much bigger planning thing than it actually is. At least that was my experience. I was like, wow, I really hyped this up in my head and made a big deal out of it when it really should not have been. So this is what I offered. It was the Demons of Port Black. It's a duet in one hardback, straight up, nothing fancy about it, with the box that it's coming in. I priced that at $80. And I ran my campaign for 14 days. And I had, you can see over here, 768 backers, pledged $95,000 to bring this project to life. I still don't know what happened. My funding goal was $5,000. I was like, okay, if we can get that, we're going to do it. That happened in 5 minutes. And it got so out of control that every day I would post a new stretch goal. Like when we hit 20,000, you guys will get this. When we hit this, and they were usually in increments of $5,000 to $6,000. It was the next stretch goal. They were hitting these goals in 6 hours. So then I was like, I got to do this for 14 days. I need more add-ons. I need to add more stuff to this campaign for them to buy. And so I ended up finding a lot of really cool stuff. I did character cards. I did minifigures, because everyone loves, Funko Pops and collectibles. It just, so they're getting all the foiling and the sprayed edges and all of the fun exclusive stuff. But it was by far one of the most humbling experiences that I've ever had. Just the way that they showed up, especially because the second book isn't even written. This is how badly they want this book, and this is how much they believe that I'm going to supply them with a product that's worthy of their $80, even though I don't have that product yet. It's not even in my head yet. It's not even out. And it just blows my mind, the level of belief that these people have in me.
So yeah, no, she says that Kickstarter shouldn't be a big deal. Yes, it should. You're making a lot of promises with no plan to fulfill them. And to me, this is all I need to know to confirm that this was always about money for her. She has no shame in telling her fellow authors that she ran a Kickstarter in September, and 2 months later, in November, when she gave this talk, she still didn't even have the story in her head. These are her own words. But she'd already been offering pre-orders of this book before the Kickstarter even started almost a year earlier in January. So that's where I'm going to end this one. I'll be back in a few weeks with an update on how this book release went and, you know, how reviews are going. I promise I will give a fair sampling, and I'm not just going to show you shitty reviews to prove my point. But what I'm really curious to see is if the writing is any good, and if, according to her fans, it reads the same as her previous books. That's all. So moving on, today's author spotlight is Kay Zempel. She is a former scientist, academic, and technical writer. Even though she's gone down many paths, she's always been a storyteller and a world builder. Originally from Southern California, she now lives in the Pacific Northwest with her husband and the world's laziest husky. Her books look at identity, second chances, and what it means to be human. She writes diverse romance with heroes and heroines like herself who are closer to middle age and healing from trauma, grief, and mental illness. The problems may be supernatural, but the solutions are very human because everyone deserves a happy ending. Her debut, Moondance, is a paranormal romance set in an alternate universe where magic was revealed to humans after a supernatural virus infected the world's population. It follows Nate, Derek, and Christy. Nate is an introverted werewolf who wants nothing more than to find a cure and stay safe from the woman who turned him. Derek, Nate's former alpha, is coming to terms with losing his mate in the only way he knows how, through revenge. Christy is a talented witch with depression who finds the mysterious stranger during a job gone wrong. Together, they find themselves going up against the most powerful shifter pack in the country. Down in the description, I will link Kay's social media as well as where you can purchase her book if it sounds like something you'd enjoy. Indie authors are a vital part of the bookish community, so try to support them however you can, even if that just means a follow on social media. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would. I also do have a Patreon if you are interested in supporting me over there, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!